Usher Raymond IV, born October 14, 1978, is an American singer, songwriter, and dancer. He is recognized as an influential figure in contemporary R&B and pop music. Usher first released his self-titled debut album, 1994, at the age of 15, and rose to fame in the late 1990s following the release of his second album, My Way, 1997. It spawned his first Billboard Hot 100 #1 single, Nice and Slow, and the top two singles, You Make Me Wanna, and the title track. His third album, 8701, 2001, saw continued success and contained two #1 singles, You Remind Me and You Got It Bad, as well as the top three single, You Don't Have to Call. It sold 8 million copies worldwide and won his first two Grammy Awards for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance consecutively in 2002 and 2003. Personal life. Chili on stage. In 2001, Usher began dating TLC member Chili Thomas, and their relationship lasted for 3 years. In 2003, Usher started working on the album that would become Confessions, which contained songs inspired by the personal lives of Usher and his collaborators. The songs about infidelity and pregnant mistresses were not inspired by Usher's private life, but by Jermaine Dupri's own personal challenges at the time. Dupri deliberately intended to create an air of mystery about Usher and arouse fans' curiosity about how much of the infidelity story was Usher's own confession. The unintended result of this was to arouse Thomas's suspicions about Usher. They broke up in December 2004. This was followed by a media frenzy surrounding the personal nature of Confessions. Many fans believed that the infidelity portrayed in Confessions was real, and the real reason for the split. In February 2004, in an interview on The Burt Show on the Atlanta radio channel Q100, Thomas was perceived as insinuating that Usher cheated on her. Usher did the ultimate no-no to me. I will never be with him again, and that is that, Usher defended. It just didn't work out. But cheating is not what caused the relationship to collide and crash. That ain't what broke it up. This was backed up years later by Thomas, who said people assumed that album was about us, but it was not. In 2004, it was reported that Usher briefly dated British supermodel Naomi Campbell for a few months. Together the pair attended the MTV Europe Music Awards, and it was reported that Campbell jumped out of a pop-out cake to surprise him for his birthday. The following year, he was linked to model Aishia Brightwell for some time. They were seen together at different events, including the Grammys, the Vanity Fair Oscar party, and the NAACP Awards. In November 2005, Usher began dating stylist Tamika Foster, who worked as his personal stylist for several years. Their engagement was announced in February 2007. After the sudden cancellation of a planned July wedding in the Hamptons, the two were wed on August 3, 2007, in a civil ceremony in Atlanta. This was followed by a larger wedding ceremony on September 1, 2007, held at the Chateau Elan Winery and Resort outside Atlanta. Usher's father, Usher Raymond IV, died of a heart attack on January 21, 2008. For a short period of time shortly after the death of his father, Usher adopted a vegan diet. After several years, Usher dropped all egg and dairy products, embracing an entirely vegan diet for health reasons. Usher years later told reporters that he stopped his vegan diet, saying that maintaining the lifestyle was expensive. Upon his marriage to Foster, Usher became a stepfather to Foster's 3 sons from previous relationships, 1 born when she was a teenager and 2 from her first marriage to Atlanta clothier Ryan Glover. Usher and Foster also have 2 sons together, Usher Cinco Raymond V, born in November 2007, and Naveed Ely Raymond, born in December 2008. In February 2009, 2 months after the birth of their second son, Foster suffered a cardiac arrest in Sao Paulo, Brazil, when she was given general anesthesia prior to scheduled cosmetic surgery, reportedly liposuction, which was ultimately not performed. She was induced into a coma to aid her recovery and was transferred to a larger facility, the Hospital Sírio-Libanês. Usher cancelled his performance at Clive Davis's pre-Grammy Gala in order to fly to Brazil to be with Foster after a week of recovery. Foster's surgeon issued a statement saying that she was doing very well. Usher filed for divorce from Foster in June 2009 in Atlanta. The divorce was legally finalized in Fulton County Court on November 4, 2009. This preceded a highly publicized child custody dispute spanning 3 years, which ultimately culminated on August 24, 2012, with a judge awarding Usher primary custody of his 2 sons with Foster. In 2011, Forbes magazine placed Usher at number 32 on its Celebrity 100 and reported his earnings after the OMG tour to stand at $46 million, ranking him at number 12 on the world's 25 highest-paid musicians list. Foster's 11-year-old son Kyle Glover, Usher's former stepson, was declared brain dead on July 8, 2012, after being struck by a personal watercraft on Lake Lanier the previous day. Glover died on July 21, 2012, after being removed from life support. Just over a year later, on August 5, 2013, Usher's eldest son, Usher V., was hospitalized in the ICU after he became stuck in a drain while swimming in a pool at Usher's home. The next day, Foster filed a request for an emergency custody hearing in Fulton County Superior Court, seeking temporary primary custody and citing Usher V's near-death accident as evidence of a lack of supervision of the children. At the hearing on August 9, 2013, the case was dismissed and Usher retained primary custody of their two sons. In September 2015, Usher quietly married his longtime girlfriend and manager Grace Miguel while vacationing in Cuba. There was speculation of the two being married when Miguel's Instagram post showed a picture of a gold wedding band on Usher's finger. He confirmed the marriage during an interview on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. On July 19, 2017, documents leaked online allege that Usher has been a carrier of the herpes virus since 2009 or 2010 and that he infected a partner with it in 2012. It alleges that Usher paid the woman's doctor bills and settled a civil suit with her for $1.1 million. Amid the allegations, TMZ reported that another woman filed a $10 million lawsuit against Usher claiming that he exposed her to the herpes virus without her knowledge or consent, which is a crime in certain states. TMZ followed up this story with another alleging that she increased her lawsuit to $20 million after testing positive. 3 more claimants sued him on allegations of fraud, sexual battery, infliction of emotional distress and more, alleging that he was positive for the herpes virus and did not tell them in advance. All 3 were represented by attorney Lisa Bloom, who said on August 8, 2017, that one of her 3 clients had contracted genital herpes allegedly from him. One of the accusers, Quantasia Sharpton, said she had unprotected sex with him after a concert she attended. The other 2 accusers, one male and one female, preferred to remain anonymous. Plaintiffs Sharpton admitted she tested negative and Bloom stated she did not know if the singer had the disease. On March 6, 2018, Usher and wife Grace Miguel informed Us Weekly of their separation in a statement that read, in part, "After much thought and consideration we have mutually decided to separate as a couple. We remain deeply connected, loving friends who will continue supporting each other through the next phases of our lives." On December 28, 2018, Usher filed for divorce from Miguel in Georgia. In September 2020, it was confirmed that Usher was expecting his 3rd child, with music executive Jen Goikoetxe, whom he reportedly started dating in October 2019. Their daughter was born on September 24, 2020. Usher and Goikoetxe welcomed their 2nd child together on September 29, 2021. Usher and Goikoetxe married in Las Vegas, Nevada on February 11, 2024. Early life. Usher was born as Usher Raymond IV on October 14, 1978, in Dallas, Texas. His parents are Janetta Patton, née O'Neal, from Tennessee, and Usher Raymond III. He spent the majority of his young life in Chattanooga, Tennessee. His father left the family when Usher was a year old. Usher grew up with his mother, then stepfather, and half-brother James Lackey, born 1984. Directed by his mother, Usher joined the local church youth choir in Chattanooga when he was 9 years old. There, his grandmother discovered his ability to sing, although it was not until Usher joined a singing group that she considered he could sing professionally. Believing that a bigger city would provide greater opportunities for showcasing his talent, Usher's family moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where there was a more conducive environment for beginning singers. While in Atlanta, he attended North Springs High School. Career. Late 1980s, 1996, musical beginnings and Usher. At age 10, Usher joined an R&B local quintet called The New Beginnings, which was organized by local music promoter Darryl Wheeler. Usher recorded 10 songs with the group in 1991, and the ensuing album, New Beginning featuring Usher Raymond IV, was only made available regionally and by mail order. However, Patton took him out because, according to her, it was a bad experience. The album was re-released nationally in April 2002 by Hippo Records. At age 13, Usher met AJ Alexander at a local talent show in Atlanta. Alexander, who at the time was Bobby Brown's bodyguard, would take Usher around and have him perform in parking lots and talent shows. Alexander invited Bryant Reed, an A&R representative from LaFace Records, to see Usher perform on the television talent show Star Search. Following the performance, he arranged an audition for Usher with L.A. Reid, the co-founder of LaFace. Reid signed Usher on the spot to a contract with the record company after Usher sang Boyz II Men hit record End of the Road. Usher's mother left her job as a medical technician to manage his career. Usher was introduced to the public on Call Me a Mac, a song he recorded for the soundtrack album to the 1993 drama romance film Poetic Justice. During this time period, the year Usher first met Chili of TLC, his label mate whom he would later date. While preparing for his debut album, Usher lost his voice. He was going through puberty and had a difficult time adjusting his vocals. L.A. Reid became skeptical of Usher, put his album on hold, and considered dropping him from the label. Usher pleaded with the label to keep him, and they did. From this point, Reid didn't know what to do with Usher, so he sent him to New York in the spring of 1994 to live with record executive Puff Daddy to attend what Reid called Flavor Camp. Usher quickly adapted to the lavish lifestyle of Puff Daddy, although in an interview with Rolling Stone, he described this period as the hardest days of his life. "I had to knuckle up, figure shit out in New York," he said. On August 30, 1994, LaFace released Usher's self-titled debut album behind the co-executive production of Sean P. Diddy Combs. Usher peaked at number 25 on the Billboard Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums chart and was accompanied by 3 singles, Can You Get With It, Think of You, and The Many Ways. The album has sold over 500,000 copies to date. The album received backlash because Usher was singing about sex, and him only being 15 years old. The public had a difficult time believing that this was so. Again, LaFace had their reservations about signing Usher because the album wasn't as successful as they anticipated. At this time, Usher's mother took control of his career and put him in more talent shows the summer of 1995, building Usher a larger fan base and ultimately giving L.A. Reid more confidence in Usher. After graduating from high school, Usher continued to develop his skills as a stage performer and laid the groundwork for his second album. He also appeared on LaFace's version of Let's Straighten It Out, a 1995 duet with fellow Atlanta teen recording artist Monica, benefit album Rhythm of the Games. He was also featured on I Swear I'm in Love off the soundtrack to the 1996 film Kazam. 1997 to 2003, My Way, and 8701. Usher developed a friendship with American record producer Jermaine Dupri, with whom he co-wrote and produced several tracks for his second album, My Way, released on September 16, 1997. The album's lead single, You Make Me Wanna, reached number 1 in the United Kingdom, becoming Usher's first record to be top single. This resulted in him increasing in popularity. It also became Usher's first gold and platinum certified single in the United States. The album's second single, Nice and Slow, peaked in January 1998 at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, giving Usher his first U.S. number 1 single. In February of the same year, the single was certified platinum by the RIA. My Way has been certified 7-time platinum in the United States. You Make Me Wanna won the Best Male R&B/Soul Single at the 1999 Soul Train Music Awards. In the closing months of 1997, Usher embarked on a series of tour engagements, including a spot on Puffy's No Way Out tour, dates with Mary J. Blige, and the opening spot on Janet Jackson's The Velvet Rope tour. Usher's first concert album, Live, was released in 1999, which featured appearances by Lil' Kim, Jagged Edge, Trey Lorenz, Shanice, Twista, and Manuel Seal. The album has been certified gold in the United States. Usher made his acting debut on the UPN television series Moesha, which resulted in a recurring role on the series and subsequently his first film role in 1998's The Faculty. Usher's extracurricular activities outside of the recording industry gathered momentum over the following year, as he was cast in the soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful. He completed 2 more films, She's All That, and his first starring role in Light It Up, 1324. He also appeared in the Disney TV movie Geppetto. Usher's third studio album, originally titled All About You, was stated to be released in early 2001. The first single, Pop You Collar, was released in late 2000 and became a number 2 hit in the UK but underperformed in the United States. The album was subsequently pushed back and retooled after select tracks were later leaked to the radio and internet. At the same time, LaFace went dormant, moving most of its artists, including Usher, to its parent company, Arista Records. After having revised and renamed to 8701, the album was released on August 7, 2001, August 7, 01. The first two singles, You Remind Me and You Got It Bad, each topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 4 and 6 weeks, respectively. 8701 has been certified 5-time platinum in the United States. Usher appeared in the 2001 film Texas Rangers. In February 2002, Usher won a Grammy for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for You Remind Me. The next year, he won the same award for You Don't Have to Call, making Usher the only artist aside from Luther Vandross and Stevie Wonder to win this award consecutively. In the summer of 2002, Usher contributed vocals to P. Diddy's I Need a Girl, Part 1. The year closed out with a trio of TV series appearances, all in November, on The Twilight Zone, Seventh Heaven, Moesha, and American Dreams, the latter in which Usher portrayed Marvin Gaye. 2004 to 2009, Confessions and Here I Stand. Usher arriving in Miami, Florida, to attend the 2004 MTV Video Music Awards. Usher's fourth studio album, Confessions, was released on March 23, 2004 just as its first single, Yeah, was in its sixth week at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and fifth week on top of the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Singles chart. The album's nearly 1.1 million unit debut sales was the highest first-week numbers ever scanned by a male R&B artist and the seventh best of the Nielsen SoundScan history. The album has since sold over 20 million copies worldwide, 43, with over 14 million in the United States, earning the album a diamond certification by the RIA. The album's second and third singles, Burn and Confessions Part 2, also topped the Billboard Hot 100, the former for 8 weeks. Usher became the first artist to top the Billboard Hot 100 airplay with 4 consecutive number 1 singles. In September 2004, My Boo, a duet with American singer-songwriter Alicia Keys, also peaked at number 1 at the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the album's 4th number 1 single in December. The album's final single Caught Up peaked at number 8 on the Hot 100.by that time. Arista went inactive and following its parent, BMG's merger with Sony Music, his previous label, LaFace, was revived under the Jive/Zomba Group banner, bringing Usher back to the fold. Confessions earned Usher numerous awards, including 4 American Music Awards, 2 MTV Europe Music Awards, 2 MTV Video Music Awards, and 3 World Music Awards. At the 47th Annual Grammy Awards ceremony in 2005, Usher won 3 awards, including R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals for My Boo, which he shared with Keys, Rap/Sun Collaboration for Yeah, and Contemporary R&B Album for Confessions. At the 2004 Billboard Music Awards, Usher was recognized Artist of the Year, in addition to receiving 10 other accolades. Usher supported Confessions with The Truth Tour. The tour set featured a small stage up on top of the main stage, where the band played with Usher and his supporting dancers left with enough room to perform. The smaller stage had a mini platform attached to it which lowered to the main stage and had 2 big staircases on both sides of it. To the left, a group of circular staircases climbed to the top, and to the right, there was a fire escape replete with steps and an elevator. Kanye West and Christina Milian were the opening acts for the tour. Usher at select dates would bring out a special guest. During his Atlanta show taping, he brought out his artist at the time, Rico Love, to rap a verse on the song Throwback. During a more intimate part of the show, Usher's dancers selected singer Monica from the crowd to be serenaded by Usher while he sang album favorites Do It To Me and Superstar. Usher also performed the Confessions PT2 remix, where Kanye West would appear from back of the stage. Then lastly, Usher would also bring out artists Lil Jon and Ludacris, where they would finish the show performing the hit Yeah. This concert date was filmed to make the official tour DVD of Truth Tour, Behind the Truth, live from Atlanta. It has been certified by the RIAA, selling more than 7 million copies. External image. Image icon Usher on Rolling Stone magazine's cover in 2004. In the spring of 2005, Usher scored a number 3 Hot 100 hit as a featured vocalist on Lil Jon's Lovers and Friends. In 2007, Usher also collaborated with R. Kelly on the track Same Girl. For Kelly's album Double Up, he was also featured in a remix version of Omarion's Icebox. Usher also appeared on the track Shakedown on American singer-songwriter Mary J. Blige's 2007 album Growing Pains. According to Robert Hilburn of Los Angeles Times, Usher was voted number 1 on the executive voting based pop's power list and described as a surefire property. In November 2005, Usher starred as a disc jockey named Daryl in the Lionsgate film In the Mix. On August 22, 2006, Usher took over the role of Billy Flynn in the long-running Broadway revival of the musical Chicago. Usher's opening night brought out stars Penelope Cruz, Gabrielle Union, Clive Davis, and Rosie Perez, among others. Usher played the role of Flynn for 2 months, but a case of strep throat brought an abrupt ending to Usher's run in Chicago, which saw a spike in ticket sales after he joined the cast. The New York Post reports that Usher's absence cost the production an estimated $400,000 in refunds to disappointed ticket buyers. The producer of Chicago, Barry Weissler, issued a statement sending his thoughts and best wishes to Usher for a quick and speedy recovery. Usher made a spectacular Broadway debut, bringing a great dedication, work ethic, and his amazing talent to the show. We all hope that he might return at some point for the many fans that were unable to see his wonderful performance as Billy Flynn. Usher has found a new home on Broadway and is welcomed back anytime. Usher performing at the We Are One, the Obama inaugural celebration at the Lincoln Memorial in 2009. Here I Stand was released on May 26 in the United Kingdom and May 27, 2008, in the United States. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart with first-week sales of over 433,000 copies. To date, Here I Stand has sold over 1.5 million copies in the United States, been certified 2 times platinum by the RIAA, and has sold over 5 million copies worldwide. While not approaching the success of his previous album, it received positive reviews from most music critics, who praised the maturity in the album's lyrics. To promote Usher's 5th studio album, the single Love in This Club was sent to radio in February 2008 and peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It went on to spend 3 consecutive weeks at the top, becoming Usher's 8th number 1 single and the fastest rising song of his career. It also reached number 1 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart. The single was another huge international success for Usher. It reached number 1 on the New Zealand Singles Chart, number 3 on the Irish Singles Chart, number 3 on the Eurochart Hot 100, number 4 on the UK Singles Chart, number 5 on the Japan Hot 100, number 5 on the German Singles Chart, number 5 on the Belgian Singles Chart, Flanders, number 6 on the Canadian Hot 100, number 8 on the Swedish Singles Chart, number 8 on the Australian Singles Chart, number 9 on the French Singles Chart, number 9 on the Swiss Singles Chart, number 10 on the Norwegian Singles Chart, number 12 on the Austrian Singles Chart, number 13 on the Belgian Singles Chart, Wallonia, and number 18 on the Finnish Singles Chart. The follow-up single Love in This Club Part 2, which features American singer Beyoncé and rapper Lil Wayne, peaked at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 7 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart. Its 3rd single Moving Mountains peaked at number 18 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart and reached number 6 on the New Zealand Singles Chart. The album's 5th single, Trading Places, peaked at number 4 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart. In September 2008, Usher announced he would embark on the 15-day tour One Night Stand, in which the audience is only females. On January 18, 2009, Usher performed with Stevie Wonder and Shakira at the We Are One, the Obama inaugural celebration at the Lincoln Memorial. He also sang Gone Too Soon at the memorial of Michael Jackson on July 7, 2009. 2010 to 2011, Raymond v. Raymond and Versus. Usher on the OMG Tour in 2010. Raymond v. Raymond was released on March 26, 2010, in Germany, March 30, 2010, in the US, and April 26, 2010, in the UK. The album was expected to follow in Usher's Confessions album's footsteps. Raymond v. Raymond was released only months after Usher's divorce from Tamika Foster. Papers, a song about divorce, was released as the first single for the album in October 2009. It topped the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart for 2 consecutive weeks, becoming his 10th number 1 single on that chart. It also peaked at number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the United States. Critics praised the song for its emotion. Hey Daddy, Daddy's Home was released as the 2nd single on December 8, 2009. The single peaked at number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and number 2 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart. The song was released as the 2nd international single in July 2010. Lil Freak was announced as the album's official second single in the United States. Usher and Nicki Minaj shot the music video for the song on March 9, 2010, in Los Angeles with director T.A.J. Stansberry. It reached number 8 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart and number 40 on the Billboard Hot 100. It became Usher's fourth top 40 hit single from Raymond v. Raymond, when including the Buzz single Papers. OMG, which features will.i.am, is the third official U.S. single and the first international single. The song received mixed reviews, complimenting the song's dance and club vibe but criticizing the auto-tune effect. It reached number 1 in Ireland, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, Australia, and the United States. The song became his 9th number 1 in the United States, making him the first 2010s artist to collect number 1 singles in 3 consecutive decades, and only the 4th artist of all time to achieve the feat. Usher also became the 3rd artist to have at least one number 1 song from 5 consecutive studio albums. The song's choreography and dance-heavy accompanying music video has been compared to that of Yeah. There Goes My Baby was released to airplay as the album's 4th single in the United States on June 15, 2010. The song reached number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart, becoming Usher's 11th number 1 hit on that chart. The song ended up tying with You Make Me Wanna for 4th longest stay on the chart with 71 weeks. All of the album's singles received very heavy airplay. On April 7, 2010, Raymond v. Raymond debuted at number 1 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart, becoming his 3rd consecutive number 1 album and selling an impressive 329,107 copies in its first week of release, making him the first male artist since Eminem to have 3 consecutive albums debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart. After 1 month of release, the album was certified gold by the RIA. On February 9, 2024, the album was certified 3 times platinum by the RIA. Raymond v. Raymond also dominated the international charts, debuting inside the top 10 in Canada, the United Kingdom, Holland, Australia, Germany, Spain, and Italy. Due to the huge international success of Usher's single OMG and the good first-week sales for Raymond v. Raymond, the album reached number 2 in Australia and has been certified gold by the Australian Recording Industry Association, ARIA. The album debuted at number 4 in Canada, 86, and has been certified gold by the Canadian Recording Industry Association, CRA. Raymond v. Raymond debuted at number 2 in the United Kingdom. Usher announced on July 8, 2010, a follow-up extended play to his 6th studio album Raymond v. Raymond called Versus, and a deluxe edition of Raymond v. Raymond, both to be released on August 24, 2010. Usher described Versus as the last chapter of Raymond v. Raymond, and that it would explore the subjects of being newly single and a father. The album included 9 tracks, including 7 new tracks: Raymond v. Raymond single There Goes My Baby, and Justin Bieber single Somebody to Love, remix. The tracks would be included on a deluxe edition of Raymond v. Raymond. The album debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200 chart and is preceded by the singles DJ Got Us Fallin' in Love featuring Pitbull for mainstream audiences and Hot Tati featuring Jay-Z for urban circuits. Usher performing in 2010. The first single from the album, DJ Got Us Fallin' in Love, was released to iTunes on July 13, 2010, and sent to radio on July 20, 2010. Due to strong digital sales, the song debuted at number 19 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song became the 4th highest debut on the Billboard Hot 100 of his career, behind 1997's Nice and Slow at number 9, 1998's My Way at 8, and 2010's OMG at number 14. Since its release, it has gained international success, peaking in the top 5 in the United States, Australia, and New Zealand. It reached the top 10 in Canada and Europe. It reached number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 in its 3rd week of release, and became the first time Usher has had 2 top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100 at the same time since his album Confessions. It also became Usher's 16th Billboard Hot 100 top 10 hit of his career. The second single, Hot Tati, reached number 9 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart and number 21 on the Billboard Hot 100. Usher appeared at the 2010 MTV Video Music Awards on September 12, 2010. He then performed at the 2010 American Music Awards on November 21, 2010, and also won the awards for Male Soul/R&B Artist and Favorite Soul/R&B Album for his album Raymond v. Raymond, according to Rap-Up.com. Usher started working on his next studio album, again teaming up with longtime collaborator Rico Love. The OMG tour began in November 2010 and ended on June 1, 2011. On February 6, 2011, Usher also made an appearance in the Super Bowl 45 halftime show to sing his song OMG with the Black Eyed Peas singer will.i.am. On September 8, 2011, Usher appeared on Romeo Santos' second single, Promise, from his debut studio album Formula, Volume 1. The song was his first #1 on the Billboard Latin Songs chart. A month later, on October 7, Sony Music, which was a parent company to the RCA Music Group, confirmed the consolidation of Usher's previous labels, Jive and Arista, along with J Records. Following the consolidation of the three labels, Usher and various other artists previously signed to the three aforementioned labels were deferred to release planned material for RCA Records. 2012 to 2014, Looking for Myself and The Voice. In November 2011, Usher revealed that for his next album he was working on a new type of music which he has depicted as revolutionary pop, which combines different genres to form a new sound. His seventh studio album Looking for Myself was released on June 8, 2012, worldwide, and received generally positive reviews from contemporary music critics. American singer-songwriter and record producer Rico Love was interviewed by Billboard magazine, where he spoke about his relationships with artists and experiences. He commented on how Usher wanted to do things differently on the album compared to his previous efforts, saying, "What he wanted to do, on Looking for Myself, was explore himself musically. He stepped outside of what was safe and normal. He wanted to make an album that expressed where he was going sonically and not just where he's been for the past 12 to 15 years. He's growing, developing, moving, shaking, and being something that's new, cultural, and that's affecting people sonically. That's kind of forcing the people to grow and elevate." In an interview for MTV News, Usher stated that Looking for Myself is the most artistic of an album he has ever had in history. When questioned by Reuters during an interview regarding the latter quote, and how this project was different, Usher explained that he felt he was near a rebirth and that prior to Looking for Myself, he felt restricted and conformed to a specific standard. He said to himself, "I gotta go with what I feel, and hopefully people will follow me." The lead single from Usher's seventh studio album is titled Climax. It impacted urban radio on February 21, 2012, and was made available for purchase as a digital download on February 22, 2012. It impacted U.S. mainstream radio on March 13, 2012. The second single released from the album was Scream, and the third single Let Me See, which features Rick Ross. Scream was premiered on April 26, 2012, while Let Me See was premiered on May 8, 2012. On Billboard Hot R&B/Hip Hop Airplay, Climax enabled Usher to add a second song of his in the sixth longest stays at #1 for 11 weeks after You Make Me Wanna with 12 weeks. In 2013, Usher substituted for CeeLo Green as a coach for the fourth season of NBC's The Voice. His last act, Michelle Chamuel, lost the winning title to Danielle Bradbury, mentored by Blake Shelton. He returned for the sixth season, and his last act, Josh Kaufman, won. Usher on the URX tour in 2014. On March 19, 2013, Usher announced that his eighth studio album, titled You Are, was in the works. Talking to The Fader, he described the album as everything you can imagine, saying that it's gonna be freaking out of here. Singer-songwriter Eric Bellinger told Wrap Up that he, along with Jermaine Dupri, Brian Michael Cox, and Brian Alexander Morgan, was working on Usher's next album. Bellinger compared the album's music to Usher's Confessions, 2004, saying that it is more R&B, more urban than Usher's Looking for Myself. The latter declared that his next album would show that he is still Usher. Good Kisser, a dance-heavy throwback R&B track, was released as the first single, allowing Usher to achieve his 13th #1 on the Airplay chart, tying Drake for most leaders in the list's history. Produced by Pop and Oak, it was performed at The Voice. Since then, two other singles have been released from the album, She Came to Give It to You featuring Nicki Minaj and I Don't Mind featuring Juicy J. The latter allowed Usher to lead the rhythmic charts, with the most #1s, 13. On August 25, 2014, Usher announced his You Are Experience tour in support of his then-titled 8th studio album You Are. The You Are Experience started in Montreal, Quebec on November 1 and ended in Tampa, Florida on December 14. The 27-city North American leg was supported by opening acts DJ Cassidy and R&B newcomer August Alsina. The European leg of the tour visited 23 cities, and the support would be Nico and Vince. With the UR experience, I want to give my fans an ever-changing live show full of surprises and special guests, Usher says, via a press release. I am really excited to be with my fans and give them an Usher experience like they've never seen or heard before. While on tour, with the collaboration of Honey Nut Cheerios, he released Clueless, a new song that could be downloaded free using a code from specially marked Honey Nut Cheerios boxes bought from Walmart. 2015 to 2017, Hard to Love and Hands of Stone. On October 16, 2015, Usher released an interactive music video exclusively on the music streaming platform Tidal called Chains featuring artists Nas and Bibi Burali. Chains literally forces the viewer to confront the issue of racial profiling and police brutality head-on, by utilizing the webcam on the viewer's computer as well as facial recognition technology. Chains paused mid-song whenever the viewer's eyes deviate from the video. Usher performed the song for the first time at the Tidal X 1020 concert on October 20, 2015, at Brooklyn's Barclays Arena. On January 14, 2016, after continual delays of his 8th album, Usher announced via Daniel Arsham Instagram post that he changed the title of the album from UR to Flawed. It was scheduled to be released in April 2016, but has been pushed back with no release date. On February 29, 2016, Una released Crush as the first single from her forthcoming album Chapters featuring Usher. On June 9, 2016, Usher released a new single from his expected forthcoming album Flawed on the music streaming platform Tidal titled No Limit featuring Young Thug, along with a second single titled Crush on June 10 for all digital platforms. Usher at the 2015 Global Citizen Festival. On June 12, 2016, it was reported that Raymond signed a management deal with business partner Scooter Braun. Braun already represented Justin Bieber and had a joint venture with Raymond and Bieber. This report was confirmed by Usher during a sit-down interview with Ryan Seacrest at the 73rd Annual Cannes Festival on June 21, 2016. Usher furthered his acting career, starring as American former professional boxer Sugar Ray Leonard in the 2016 American Panamanian biographical sports film Hands of Stone about the career of Panamanian former professional boxer Roberto Duran. In it, he starred opposite of Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, and Ruben Blades. On August 26, 2016, Hands of Stone premiered worldwide. Missing You was also released as a third single by RCA Records for online streaming and digital download, along with Champions, from the motion picture Hands of Stone, both on Vivo. On August 30, Rivals featuring Future was released and debuted exclusively on Tidal with its accompanying video. It was released on Vivo on September 2, 2016. On September 13, 2016, both Missin' You and Rivals were sent to radio as the album's third and fourth singles. The album Hard to Love was released on September 16, 2016, and received generally positive reviews from contemporary music critics. It debuted at number 5 on the U.S. Billboard 200 and sold 28,000 copies in the United States in its first week. It also became his 7th consecutive top 10 album in the United States. The lead single, No Limit featuring rapper Young Thug, initially was serviced to urban radio on June 9 and eventually peaked at number 1 on the mainstream R&B/hip hop airplay chart, number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100, and number 9 on the Hot R&B/hip hop songs. On December 16, 2016, Chris Brown released Party as the second single from his forthcoming album Heartbreak on a full moon featuring Usher and Gucci Mane. 2018 to 2020, and Return to the Voice. On October 12, 2018, Usher released a collaborative studio album titled Simply A. The official tracklist contains 8 songs with features from Future and Gunna. The album was produced entirely by Zaytoven, who previously collaborated on Usher's Raymond V. Raymond album as a co-producer for the single Papers. Between November 9 to 17, 2018, Usher served as the headliner for the R&B Fridays live concert series. The 6-date stadium tour in Australia and New Zealand sold over 150,000 tickets on November 14, 2018. Billboard reported that Usher signed a worldwide management deal with Luke Mitzman and 100 Management. It was also reported he is working on a follow-up album that will be released in 2019. On December 2, 2018, Usher performed at the Global Citizen Festival, Mandela 100 in Johannesburg, South Africa, celebrating the legacy of Nelson Mandela. Usher and DJ Black Coffee performed a mashup featuring the South African Indigenous Dance Academy, IDA. Usher at the Kennedy Center in 2019. Usher had a cameo in the crime film Hustlers, which was released on September 13, 2019, and stars Jennifer Lopez, Constance Wu, Keke Palmer, Cardi B, and Lily Reinhart. In September 2019, director Lorene Scafaria told Vulture magazine his cameo was written into the script in 2016, before the film went into development. Usher is featured on the film's soundtrack, with his single Love in This Club. In March 2019, Usher posted a photo of himself in the studio next to a whiteboard with the title Confessions 2 and a blurred-out track listing. The following day, producer Jermaine Dupri, who produced the original Confessions, went live on Instagram and previewed new music. On June 15, 2019, Usher, alongside Erykah Badu, headlined the second annual Smoking Grooves Festival at the Queen Mary Events Park in Long Beach, California. On September 6, 2019, Usher returned for season 17 of NBC's The Voice. He joined John Legend team as this season's battle advisor. On September 10, 2019, DJ Black Coffee released his single La 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 featuring Usher from his forthcoming album. It reached #1 on the South Africa airplay charts. Usher appeared on Summer Walker's debut album Over It, which was released on October 4, 2019. They collaborated on Come Through, which samples You Make Me Wanna, his hit from his second album, My Way. Time, Entertainment Weekly, and Paper all named it one of the best songs of the week. On December 13, 2019, Usher released the lead single, Don't Waste My Time, featuring British singer-songwriter LMI for his upcoming 9th studio album. It was co-produced by longtime collaborators Brian Michael Cox and Jermaine Dupri. Usher, LMI, and Jermaine Dupri performed the song on BET's SOS, Saving Ourselves, a BET COVID-19 relief special, to benefit African American communities impacted by coronavirus on April 22, 2020. It topped the adult R&B chart, becoming his 5th #1 single on that chart. Usher performed at the 62nd Annual Grammy Awards on January 26, 2020. Usher and Shalia E. performed a special tribute honoring Prince. This performance was teaser for the Let's Go Crazy, the Grammy Salute to Prince concert at the Staples Center scheduled for January 28, 2020 on CBS, featuring performances from Alicia Keys, John Legend, Chris Martin, Her, and more. Usher had been set to host and perform at the 2020 iHeartRadio Music Awards, which had been scheduled to broadcast live on Fox on Sunday, March 29. The event was postponed due to concerns over the spread of coronavirus. Usher served as executive producer and judge on a dance competition series called The Sauce. The 7-episode series premiered on April 6, 2020, on the streaming service Quibi. On April 11, 2019, Usher released a single, Sex Beat, featuring former collaborators Lil Jon and Ludacris. It was co-written by Jermaine Dupri and Antoine Harris. The release of Sex Beat came days after Lil Jon premiered the track on April 5 during an online music battle called #Versus hosted by Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. He appeared on NBC's Songland and released the song California featuring Tyga on June 15, 2020. On June 26, 2020, Usher released I Cry. 2021, Present, Residencies, Coming Home, and Super Bowl 58 halftime show. On September 4, 2020, Usher announced he will be headlining a 12-show residency at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. The show is scheduled to start on July 16, 2021, and is slated to run until January 1, 2022. Live Nation Las Vegas and Caesars Entertainment will be donating $1 from every ticket purchased to Usher's New Look Foundation. In December 2021, Bruno Mars announced on stage with Usher that he was moving his residency at Dolby Live at Park MGM. On February 17, 2022, Usher officially announced that he would be moving his residency from Caesars Palace to Park MGM and would be headlining 23 shows. Usher released the single Bad Habits on September 10, 2020, as the second single off his forthcoming studio album. A music video directed by Chris Robinson accompanied the song. It topped the adult R&B chart, becoming his 6th #1 single on that chart. On March 8, 2022, it was announced that Usher had parted ways with RCA Records after 10 years and 5 months with the imprint following the RCA and Sony Music Group merger. He later signed a joint venture with Larry Jackson's Gamma Music Company. Usher and his longtime partner, L.A. Reid, founded Mega in partnership with Gamma. Usher's 8th studio album will be released through this partnership. On June 30, 2022, Usher performed on NPR's Tiny Desk concert series. He was joined by vocalists Eric Bellinger and Vito, bassist Dmitry Gorodetsky, trombonist Lamar Guerrieri, trumpeter Brendan Phillips, saxophonist Jay Flatt, keyboardist Derek Cobbs, guitarist Eric Walls, and drummer Ryan Carr. A clip from the performance of Usher whispering, "Watch this," went viral on the internet as a meme. On March 17, 2023, Usher released the single GLU, his first solo single in over 2 years. It was co-produced by longtime collaborators Lil Jon, the Avila Brothers, and Sean Garrett. It topped the adult R&B chart, becoming his 7th #1 single on that chart. On April 14, 2023, Usher announced his 8-night show residency in Boulogne-Billancourt, titled Rendezvous à Paris at La Scène Musicale, presented by Live Nation Entertainment. The residency starts on September 24 and runs through to October 5. On August 4, 2023, Usher released the single Good Good with Summer Walker and 21 Savage as the lead single to his upcoming 9th studio album. It topped the R&B/hip-hop airplay chart, becoming his 16th #1 on that chart. It also topped the mainstream R&B/hip-hop airplay chart, becoming his 17th #1 single on that chart. He followed it up with a second single, Boyfriend, released several weeks later. On September 14, 2023, he appeared on J Balvin's single Dientes. The song reached #1 on the Latin airplay chart. On September 24, 2023, Usher announced that he will headline the Super Bowl 58 halftime show, held at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. He described the opportunity as an honor of a lifetime that he will finally be able to check off his bucket list. In addition, he announced in an Apple Music interview with Zane Lowe that his 9th studio album, Coming Home, would be released on February 11, 2024, the same day it was reported that he would perform at the Super Bowl. The album debuted at #2 on the U.S. Billboard 200. The album's second single, Ruin, featuring Nigerian artist Feels, was released on February 2, 2024, along with its accompanying music video. It was directed by Dave Meyers and shot on an iPhone 15 Pro. On February 6, Usher announced the Usher Past Present Future 24-stop tour, which will visit North America and Europe. Due to overwhelming demand, it expanded from 24 to 58 shows. On June 30, 2024, Usher was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 24th BET Awards for his notable contributions to the music industry. Artistry, musical style, and influences. Usher's music is generally R&B, but also incorporates pop among other genres. Elias Lade of Rolling Stone wrote that catching pop's waves has always been one of Usher's greatest strengths, whether that means collaborating with Lil Jon when crunk was going mainstream or charging into EDM. Complex stated that Usher provided some of the best of pop music in R&B. His narratives have an autobiographical nature of emphasis on lifestyle, relationships, and love, resembling an R&B Casanova. Usher was New Jack Swing-oriented, while My Way contained influences of soul. 8701 introduces touches of 80s rock guitar and the minimal rhythm of 80s hip-hop, displaying versatility. According to NME's Lucy O'Brien, Confessions is viewed as a top-of-the-line pop-soul showcase, with established critic Robert Hilburn of Los Angeles Times seeing lead single Yeah as something Michael Jackson would have created if he still had the old Thriller magic. Here I Stand was noted as more ballad-heavy by critics, where the title track's usage of jazz notably drew comparisons to Stevie Wonder. Raymond V. Raymond was described as a skillful fusion of R&B/hip-hop/pop by Billboard. Looking for Myself further explored progressive R&B, hip-hop ballads, and synth pop, with its overall sound coined hybrid pop for its dynamic incorporation of EDM, dubstep, neo-soul, and funk. Hard to Love sees Rolling Stone's Maura Johnston view it to stretch the boundaries of R&B while winding toward the brooding atmospherics that have enveloped much of pop over the past 12 months. Michael Jackson on the Dangerous World Tour in 1992. Boyz II Men performing at Las Vegas in 2008. On many occasions, Usher has named Michael Jackson as his biggest influence. Usher once told MTV, "He influenced me in so many ways, more than just music. As a humanitarian, as a philanthropist, as an artist, as an individual who transcended culture. I wouldn't be who I am today without Michael Jackson." During the television special Michael Jackson, 30th Anniversary Special, Usher was able to dance with Jackson while performing You Rock My World. Prince being another main influence, Usher said, "Every album I'd always do like one song that is very Prince-influenced, because he's a great influence on me musically, especially just kind of being expansive and creating music that represents many different genres." In Time magazine's 100 Most Influential People issue, he explained, "I was interested in music and trying to find a model. It was Michael, or it was Prince. He had an attitude, a rawness that Michael didn't have. He was not urban, but he was our version of what cool could be." Other musical influences are Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, Janet Jackson, Maze featuring Frankie Beverly, Al Green, and Boyz II Men. The boy band New Edition and its solo member Bobby Brown were childhood influences. Usher told ABC News, "I can remember as a kid attending a New Edition concert and called it one of the greatest moments in my performance history." Years later, when he was invited on stage with the group to perform Any Heartbreak at a concert in Washington, D.C. On Bobby Brown, Usher told CNN, "The first record that I ever bought was Bobby Brown's Don't Be Cruel," and that he admired him just for being an edgy artist, being a true representative of R&B and rhythmic music. Usher's live album would feature a medley performance of Brown's original singles, Don't Be Cruel, Every Little Step, Rock Witcha, and Roni. Usher was inspired by Frank Sinatra's My Way album released in 1969 so much that he decided to name his second album My Way. Prince would inspire Nice and Slow while giving him his first #1 single on the Hot 100 chart. Usher's third album 8701 would be inspired by Love and Heartache, containing influences from Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, and Michael Jackson. His fourth album was inspired by the rap group Bone Thugs-n-Harmony and Eminem, whom he credited for the album having a transparent reputation. Usher said in an interview with Sway Calloway, "The honesty of hip-hop and what Eminem was saying in his records, it motivated me. Like, yo, if he could be that honest, through hip-hop, and there've been other storytellers, but never quite as vivid as his, and I got that Cleveland, because, with the Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, what I'm saying, is to just understanding that the rhythm and the flip of it to make it be able to make it be at least, hip-hop appropriate." Vocal style. Usher possesses a leggero tenor vocal range of 3 octaves and 4 notes, and is considered to be one of the most soothing in R&B. At the age of 13, he set the record for the longest note ever held by a child on Star Search, with 12 seconds. Usher's vocal coach since My Way, Jan Smith, cites him as the single most gifted singer I've ever worked with in 26 years. On the dynamic 8701, Rolling Stone's Catherine Maguire describes his vocals as velvety and impressively adaptable as it won him his first 2 Grammys as Best Male R&B Vocal Performance, with Confessions. Sacha Furr Jones of The New Yorker generally noted him as long on control and short on texture. He received another Grammy Award nomination in 2006 through a cover of Luther Vandross's Superstar he performed on The Oprah Winfrey Show in 2005. Here I Stand displayed his vocals as agile and balletic, as well as his ability to easily drift from wavering tenor to fine-tuned falsetto that create emotions of urgency and burning, according to Clover Hope of The Village Voice. On his One Night Stand, Ladies Only tour in 2008, Lee Hildebrand of San Francisco Chronicle assessed Usher's chest tones have a ringing, gay-like quality, and his high head tones suggest Prince's falsetto, but his frequent use of syllable-splitting curlicues owes much to wonder. Usher is a stronger, more assured singer than he was a decade ago, though the melismas in his lower range sometimes meander off pitch. His falsetto tonality is more on target. Looking for Myself exemplified his vocal craft, earning him positive acclaim, as Gawker's Rick Jesuiak states his vocal range is even more impressive than his emotional one, with emphasis on his falsetto being something that sounds as natural as a speaking voice. He's the picture of grace against shrieking synths. His emotional range is vast enough to sell tenderness, lechery and wistfulness within minutes of each other. On Climax, his performance lauded as blistering by Maura Johnston and hair-raising by Jody Rosen, as he won Best R&B Performance in 2013. There Goes My Baby and Dive are also commended as showcase standouts of his superior R&B vocal range by Consequence of Sound's Ryan Hadfield and Madame Noir's Brandy Victorian. For Hard to Love, John Perrells of The New York Times commented, "A genuinely expressive voice that encompasses an ardent croon, a melting falsetto and quick sing-song declamation." On the 2023 Rolling Stones list of the 200 greatest singers of all time, Usher ranked at number 97.